Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud. We learn to lead. My name is Vikas. So friends, in this video we'll be discussing the most important current affairs of the January month of the topic National Affairs. The questions will be very important, so do watch the video till the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, do subscribe, hit the like button and share the link of this video with your friends. So we'll start with our video, but before that we have something important to tell you about. We have an app by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. Once you have downloaded the app, you will open the app and you will see this type of screen. In this, you can go and log in with your Google account, that is your Gmail ID. Then once you have logged in, then you will be moved to this page where you can see a window. If you click on the current affairs section here, then you will be moved to this page. Now this is where magic happens. This is the course where there are two courses provided by us. First, you should know it is of 1 year and 2 years. So choose your course accordingly. What we are providing and what is the reason behind that you should purchase course of current affairs from us, and what are the important details about it. First thing you should know that we provide you current affairs in both English and Hindi. Okay. Also, we provide you here current affairs daily. PDFs are provided daily. The important factor here to remember is we are providing PDF to you daily. Okay, that contains question answers of the daily current affairs. They are explained in a much easy way where you can grasp the knowledge and do your revision. Okay, apart from that, we provide you with question answers. Then on every day we provide you 20 question answers quiz, daily 20 questions quiz. So imagine how much it will benefit you in your preparation. Then we provide you same thing for weekly. In weekly we take a quiz of 50 questions. Then question answers of week, we provide you a book, PDF is provided you weekly of the compiled questions of the whole week. Similarly for monthly also, ebook is given, your quizzes are taken, question answers PDF. Then apart from it, we also help you to prepare for banking papers. All the banking exams you can go refer to our videos and our courses here. You can see here we provide you banking and economic quiz of 157 questions. Okay, then topic wise PDFs are covered. As you can see, we are making videos on indexes and reports, important days, the books and authors, all the events that are taking place in individual months. So these PDFs are provided to you and they will help you a lot in your preparation for journal awareness, your journal studies, as well as for current affairs. Then you can see we also provide you current affairs for state-wise. State-wise current affairs are provided to you. Apart from this, I have a gift for all of my friends here. If you use my code Vikas10, you will be getting a straight 10% discount on the purchase you make. So when you are about to check out and do the payment, just before the payment, you will be getting an option to use the promo code. There you can put the Vikas10, the code, and you will be getting an extra 10% discount on the total purchase you make there. So let's start with our video. So the first topic that we'll be discussing today is specified skilled worker. Specified skilled worker, under this, India and Japan have signed a memorandum of cooperation between India and Japan. In this, India will be sending skilled laborers to Japan. Alright, if Indian skilled laborers qualify their Japanese language test, then they will be sent to Japan where they can work in 14 different sectors. Alright. So I repeat, India and Japan have signed an MOC, specified skilled worker. An MOC has been signed between India and Japan, where India will be sending skilled laborers to Japan when they will qualify their particular skill and their Japanese language test. Alright, so if we look at it, Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the signing of Memorandum of Cooperation between India and Japan that pertains to sending Indian specified skilled workers to Japan. As per the Memorandum of Cooperation, the Indian workers who qualify the required skill and Japanese language test can work in 14 sectors in the Japan. The Indian sector or Indian workers will also be granted new status of residents of specified skilled workers by the Japanese government. Who will go there, they will be given the status of specified skilled worker. All right, this is important, so mark it. Specified laborers from India will be sent to Japan. The question can be asked that there was an MOC between which two countries, from where India will be sending their skilled laborers to which country. It will be between India and Japan. Next we'll be talking about Indian Coast Guard has signed a pact with the 7 Asian countries for the cooperation in maritime search and the rescue operations. The 7 countries we'll be talking, they are, first of all, know that Indian Coast Guard has signed a pact with 7 Asian countries. Alright, and these 7 countries are Japan, Philippines, Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Indonesia and Vietnam. Alright, with these 7 countries, Indian Coast Guard has signed an MOU for the cooperation of maritime search and rescue operations. Alright, so these are the 7 countries, do remember. If we look at it, that Indian Coast Guard has signed a memorandum of understanding with the 7 countries, and they are Japan, Philippines, Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Indonesia and Vietnam for maritime search and rescue operation, that is known by the name MSAR, or basically search and rescue operations. Alright, then ICG, that is your Indian Coast Guard, is conducting maritime exercise and training activities regularly with these countries. India is a signatory to the International Convention on Maritime Search and Rescue Operations. The SAR has been established in India and controlled and coordinated by the ICG through 3 maritime rescue centers. They are Mumbai, Chennai and Port Blair. From these 3 coordinated rescue centers, Mumbai, Chennai, Port Blair, the SAR has been established in India and they are controlled from these Mumbai, Chennai and Port Blair centers. Alright, important one. So this was your pact between Indian Coast Guard and 7 countries. Just remember the name. It can be asked like find the odd one out type questions can be framed from this topic. Alright, next is an important question can be framed from this topic, that is Oak Ridge Energy has signed agreement with the Delhi government schools and Kendriya Vidyalaya Sadans. I repeat, the schools of Delhi government and KV schools will be used as a solar power plants. On the roof of these schools, solar panels will be set up by the Oak Ridge Energy, which will be providing free of energy or the sustainable energy to school. Alright, so under this 1000 schools will be covered by Oak Ridge Energy. If we talk about, first of all, remember the company that is establishing this or the agreement signed by the company is Oak Ridge Energy. This is the name of the company. It has signed an agreement with the government schools of Delhi along with KVS. These are Kendriya Vidyalaya Southern schools. So on the roof of these schools, solar panels will be established and there will be a total of how many schools? 1000 schools will be covered under this initiative. Alright, so it will be a very good initiative. Look at some of the information regarding this. That Oak Ridge Energy, a solar energy firm, has signed agreements with Delhi government and Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan to solarize schools in Delhi. The project will be developed by Oak Ridge and subsidized under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energies Capital Subsidy Scheme for government buildings. The installation of solar plant will help in making institution energy independent, reduce their electricity bill and generate additional income through the sale of surplus power. Oak Ridge has set up a target to solarize 1000 schools and educational institutes by 2020, so that their target is 2022. Once again, Oak Ridge Energy signed agreement with Delhi schools and KVSs for solar power plants, and this will cover under the Oak Ridge Energy, this initiative will cover 1000 schools. Alright. Then moving on to next we'll be talking about, this question is also important, Maitri Setu. Maitri Setu bridge is connecting 2 places, Tripura and Bangladesh. Important, this is the most important question. Another most important question from this topic can be, on which river Maitri Setu bridge is built? It is built on Feni river and it will be connecting Tripura with Bangladesh. Alright, so if we look at it, Maitri Setu. This is connecting two places, Tripura and Bangladesh. Alright, then it is being built on which river? It is being built on Feni River. And as it is being built on Feni River, this is also known as Feni Bridge. Alright, or Maitri Setu Bridge. Then with an investment of 128.69 crore, Maitri Setu, which connects Tripura and Ramgarh of Bangladesh, provide access to the Chittagong seaport, is all set to be opened in few months. The construction was started in 2017 but got delayed due to COVID-19 pandemic. 1.9 kilometer long Feni Bridge, also known as the Maitri Setu, was built over the river Feni. The bridge has been taken over by the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited. The project execution authority will recheck the safety and standard of the work going on. Alright, so this is your Maitri Setu connecting Tripura and Bangladesh, and it is being built on river Feni. Next we'll be talking about Indian Army procuring 12 patrol boats from Goa Shipyard Limited for the patrolling in the Pangong Lake, that is in Ladakh. Alright, I repeat, Indian Army is to procure 12 patrol boats from Goa Shipyard Limited for patrolling in the Pangong Lake of Ladakh under Atmanirbhar Bharat. Alright, so if we look at Indian Army will be procuring 12 patrol boats from where? From Goa Shipyards Limited. Alright, and this Goa Shipyard Limited will be providing these 12 patrol boats. The reason they are procuring these 12 patrol boats is that for the patrolling in Pangong Lake, that is in Ladakh. Alright. After the clash between India and China, this step has been taken, and it is a good step that Indian Army will be patrolling in the Pangong Lake region. This also, remember, this particular procurement of these 12 patrol vessels comes under Atmanirbhar Bharat mission. Then if we look at some of the readings, Indian Army has signed an agreement with Goa Shipyards Limited. It is a state-run public sector to procure 12 high-performance patrol boats to boost its surveillance of major water bodies like Pangong Lake in eastern Ladakh and surrounding, including those in high-altitude areas. All these patrol boats expect to be delivered by May 2021. The construction will be done at GSL Goa Shipyard Limited under the program Atmanirbhar Bharat, and only a few crafts will be in the world for such specialized operations. Alright, then India started surveillance of the lake after the violent clash in the early May between India and China. So this was your Indian Army procuring 12 patrol boats from Goa Shipyard for patrolling in Pangong Lake region, that is in Ladakh. Then next we'll be talking about the first, remember this term, 40 ISEA. 40 ISEA. This stands for 40th edition of Indian Scientific Expedition to Antarctica. Alright, 40th Indian Scientific Expedition to Antarctica. Alright, this 40th questions can be framed here like, from which location this expedition started? It was started from Goa, Marmagua port. First. Second, where this expedition is going, or where their researchers are going? They are going to Antarctica. Next, this is the 40th edition. Alright, so if we look at some of the points, India flagged the 40th Indian Scientific Expedition to Antarctica, 40 ISEA. From Marmagua Port, Goa, the expedition will have 43 members and the chartered ice vessel MV Vasily Golovin. This is the name of the ship they are taking with them, or this is the vessel. On return, the vessel will bring back the members of the 39th expedition from Antarctica. The Ministry of Earth Science launched this expedition. That means this expedition was launched by whom? It was launched by the Ministry of Earth and Sciences. Alright, then next, National Center for Polar and Research Ocean Research, Ministry of Earth Sciences is the implementing agency of the Indian Antarctic Program. They are responsible for carrying out the expedition programs to Antarctica. Alright, so 40th ISEA, it has been started, or the ministry that launched this expedition was, what is the name of the ministry? Mark this also. It was launched by the Ministry of Earth and Science. Alright, this was your 40th edition. Then moving on to next. Next we'll be talking about National Meteorological Conclave. National Meteorological Conclave was inaugurated by Narendra Modi ji, who is our PM of India. Then this was organized by whom? This is the most important question that can be framed. That National Meteorological Conclave of 2021 was organized by, who were the organizers? They are CSIR NPL, that stands for Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and the department's name is National Physical Laboratory. Alright, this was National Meteorological Conclave was organized by Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory, and it was inaugurated by Narendra Modi ji, as you can see in the picture here. If we look at some of the key points and know the theme is also important. Do remember, theme is for this National Meteorological Conclave was meteorology for the inclusive growth of the nation. I repeat, meteorology for the inclusive growth of the nation was the theme. Okay, then this was started, as I said, organized by CSIR NPL, that is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory. Alright, Modi celebrated Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya and National Atomic Timescale to the nation, and also laid the foundation of stone of the National Environmental Standard Laboratory under this National Meteorological Conclave. Alright, then next, these are the questions that can be framed from this particular topic. Then we will be talking, and mark this question important, actually very important, because recently World Meteorological Organization, I repeat, World Meteorological Organization, or you can say WMO, has recognized Patna Meteorological University. I repeat, World Meteorological Organization has given the status of Central Observing Station to Patna Meteorological Observatory. Alright, important, most a question can be framed from this. Alright, it has a higher chance. World Meteorological Observatory has recently given the status of Sentinel Observing Station. This status is given to Patna Meteorological Observatory by WMO. Alright, WMO gave the status of Sentinel Observing Station to Patna Meteorological Observatory. Alright, this was given by WMO. The reason this was given by is because they are observing and they have a long-term meteorological observation exceeding over 100 years. Means they are researching this, working on the environment, on the climate for more than 100 years. So the decision to confer the status was taken during the 72nd WMO Executive Council meeting held virtually. The Patna Meteorological Observatory, established in 1867 by the British Corps of Engineers. Then Sentinel Weather Station maintained the world's longest robust records of the weather observation. They are key to understanding of the climate of the global warming. As I said, the reason this was Patna University, Patna Meteorological Observatory was given the status of Central Observing Station was because they have been working for a long time. As I said, it was established in 1867. So they are working on the climate for more than 100 years. So they have a huge data or a huge database of related to your weather. Okay, so that is the reason Patna Meteorological Observatory was given the status of Sentinel Observing Station by World Meteorological Observatory. Remember that. Then next we'll be talking about Migrant Worker Cell. Migrant Worker Cell has been established in Gujarat, Surat. The reason it was established was to create a database for migrant workers. I repeat, Migrant Worker Cell has been established to create a database of migrant workers It was established in Surat, Gujarat. This was inaugurated by Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and this comes under National Urban Livelihood Mission scheme. Okay, so if we look at the key points, migrant worker cell. All right, it is to create a database for migrant workers. It was started where? It was started in Surat. Surat is in Gujarat. All right, then this was inaugurated by whom? Dharmendra Pradhan ji. All right, and this comes under National Urban Livelihood Mission scheme. All right, National Urban Livelihood Mission scheme under this comes migrant workers cell. So if we look at some of the key points, Dharmendra Pradhan inaugurated India's first of its kind migrant worker cell at Surat, Gujarat. It is an initiative of Surat Municipal Corporation. It aims to help migrants from Odia and other parts of the country working in different industries of Surat. This cell will be based at iLab Udhan, Surat, and has been created under the National Urban Livelihood Mission scheme. The objective of this migrant worker cell is to create a database of migrant workers in Surat city, which will be useful during the natural calamities and other situations like pandemic. All right, so this was inaugurated by Dharmendra Pradhan ji, and this will be the reason migrant worker cell was created is to create a database of migrant workers. Next, we'll be talking about Lassie Wave 1 report. This is one of the most important questions. All right, Lassie Wave 1 report. First of all, you should know the full form of Lassie. LASI. This stands for Longitudinal Aging Study of India. So Lassie Wave 1 report, it is India's first and world's largest survey for aging population of India. I repeat, it is India's first and world's largest survey for aging population of India. It is a step towards Ayushman Bharat Yojana. All right, so after this survey, Indian government will be establishing various schemes, various programs for the according to the age group of this database that will be coming through with this survey. All right, so if we look at it, first of all, you should know the full form of Lassie. Lassie stands for Longitudinal Aging Study of India, and this is a Lassie Wave 1 report. It is India's first and world's largest survey on which aging population of India. All right, for aging population of India was this survey Lassie Wave 1. All right, then this comes under, it is a step towards Ayushman Bharat Yojana. So if we look at some of the key points, Union Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan virtually released the Lassie Wave 1 report 2021 based on a full-scale national. It is India's first and world's largest survey providing base for designing national and state level programs and policies for aging population in India. This report is also a step towards Ayushman Bharat Yojana, which focuses on the expansion of the healthcare facilities. That means after the data is released of this, or there is a database for the aging population of India, various schemes and programs can be launched by the government. The information obtained from Lassie has covered 4 domains: health, healthcare financing, economic and social. Then it should be noted that Lassie is a government of India's initiative toward better health care for elderly people. Not just elderly, basically it is for all the people above 30 or 40 years age, so that their health can be checked and monitored properly. Next we'll be talking about world's largest solar floating power project. It is built at Narmada River in Madhya Pradesh. These are the 2 most important questions. Then it can be asked, it is built on which dam? It is built on Omkareshwar Dam. I repeat, it is built on Omkareshwar Dam. It is started by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. All right. Then if we look at world's largest solar floating project. World's largest solar floating project. The capacity is 600 megawatt. It is built at Omkareshwar Dam. It is built on which river? It is built on Narmada river. Then it is built in which city or state? It is being asked state. Then it is Madhya Pradesh. It is being built in MP. That is your Madhya Pradesh, world's largest solar floating power project. All right. Then world's largest floating 600 megawatt solar energy project is under construction at Omkareshwar Dam on Narmada River in Khandwa. Remember, you can also remember the name of the district of Madhya Pradesh is set to begin power generation by the year 2022 and 2023. If we look at some of the gist of the project, the production of electricity will be in about 2000 hectares of water areas, and the floating panels will be installed in the backwaters of Omkareshwar Dam. Estimated investment is of about 3000 crore rupees. International Finance Corporation along with World Bank and Power Grid have granted the consent to provide funds for the development of this project. Primary feasibility study for the project has been completed by the state government in collaboration with the World Bank. The project is expected to provide cheap and good quality power in about 2 years. Alright, so this is your world's largest solar floating power plant, or you can say it is a power plant because it is done on such a large scale. This is being built at Omkareshwar Dam. It is on the Narmada river and it is being built in which state? It is in Madhya Pradesh. Alright, as you can see here in the picture. Next we'll be talking about EduCon 2020. EduCon 2020 is a 2-day virtual Akhand conference that was held recently. It was inaugurated by Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji. As Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank is education minister, so this EduCon is definitely related to education. EduCon 2020 is basically to explore the possibilities of ICT in education. ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. Let me give you an example of it. If the pandemic would have taken place in the 2000, then there was no internet back then. Then how could the students, when they are in lockdown, how could all the students or you could have studied such online classes or taken online classes or studied from the YouTube? So this is because of the emerging technology and digitization all over the world. So there are, during this EduCon 2020, all the researchers and the education ministers were exploring various possibilities, like how can we include different technology in our education and make it better. All right, so if we look at some of the key points, the 2-day virtual international Akhand conference EduCon 2020 held, which was inaugurated by the Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank, who is our education minister. This 31-hour long marathon international conference was the first of its kind conference in India, where global scholars continuously explored the possibility of the use of information and communication technology in the higher education to promote quality education in India. Its theme, remember the theme, it is also important. The theme was emphasizing education for transforming youth to restore global peace. I repeat, the theme was emphasizing education for transforming youth to restore global peace. Alright, so this was your education EduCon 2020 inaugurated by Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. The reason was to explore possibilities of ICT in education. Then next we'll be talking about women entrepreneurship platform. Recently, Flipkart has collaborated with Niti Aayog for collaboration in the field of women entrepreneurship platform. All right, to encourage women in the field of entrepreneurship, Flipkart and Niti Aayog have collaborated together. All right, and this initiative was launched during the 8th Global Entrepreneurship Summit that was held at Hyderabad. So this is an initiative of Flipkart along with Niti Aayog. All right, they will be together, have in the collaborated together to encourage what? Women entrepreneurs. All right, then this was launched, or this particular collaboration was launched during 8th Global Entrepreneurship Summit that was held at where? Hyderabad. All right. So if we look at some of the key points, as a part of effort to enhance community experience for women entrepreneurs in India, Flipkart and Niti Aayog have collaborated to launch updated women entrepreneurship platform WEP. WEP is a first of its kind unified access portal launched by Niti Aayog in 2017 to support women entrepreneurs. The revamped platform has multiple regional language support, allow interaction with women, fellow women entrepreneurs and mentors, and a question and answer portal. The community on WEP platform will connect women entrepreneurs who seek clarification on GST, funding, effects of the pandemic and progression of already established businesses. Through the platform, mentorship is also being offered to women mentees through a dedicated online mechanism being provided by FICCI FLOs under Empowering the Greater 50% campaign. If we look at the Women Entrepreneurship Platform, it was initiated by the Niti Aayog's Chief Executive Officer Amitabh Kantji during the 8th Global Entrepreneurship Summit that was held at Hyderabad, Telangana. It aims to provide free credit rating, mentorship, funding support to women entrepreneurs, apprenticeship and corporate partnership. So this was your women mentorship for women mentorship platform WEP. There was a collaboration between Flipkart and Niti Aayog. Do remember this. And this collaboration was launched during the 8th Global Entrepreneur Summit that was held at Hyderabad. Then next we'll be talking about Sea Vigil 2021. Sea Vigil 2021, it is the largest coastal defense exercise. This is the second version of it. It was organized by Indian Navy to conduct a security exercise along the coastline and the exclusive economic zone. All right, and the coastline of India is of about 7,516 kilometer. All right, so Sea Vigil, this is conducted, or this is the second edition. First of all, it was conducted by whom? Indian Navy along the coastline of India, that is of 7,516 kilometer, and in the exclusive economic zone. All right, in this Sea Vigil, remember, Navy, Indian Coast Guard, Air Force, then NSG, National Security Guards, and then your BSF, Border Security Forces, all these took part in this Sea Vigil 2021. The second edition of the biennial Pan-India largest coastal defense exercise, Sea Vigil 2021, was coordinated by Indian Navy. It was conducted along the 7,516 kilometer coastline and exclusive economic zone of India. Apart from Navy, Indian Air Force, Indian Coast Guard, Indian Security, that is your National Security Guard, Border Security Forces, oil handling agencies and airports participated in this exercise. It was a very big exercise. The exercise was conducted to assess the strength and weaknesses of India's coastal defense and maritime security. The exercise was facilitated by the Ministry of Defense, Home Affairs, Shipping, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Fisheries, Customs, state governments and other central and state agencies. The first edition of this exercise was conducted in 2019. Do remember this also. Next, we'll be talking about India's first ever fire park that is to come up in Odisha. Next question that can be asked from this is, who inaugurated this fire park? It was inaugurated by Naveen Patnaik ji. He is the CM of Odisha. All right. So if we look at some of the point about him or about this first ever fire park, Chief Minister of Odisha Naveen Patnaik virtually inaugurated the India's first fire park at Bhubaneswar, Odisha. On that occasion, CM Patnaik also launched the virtual platform Agnishama Seva to provide through which 16 fire-related services can be availed. The park is the first of its kind initiative to provide awareness on the fire safety measures, mainly focusing on the schools and students. It is located on the premises of the Odisha Fire and Disaster Academy in Bhubaneswar. The fire safety portal Agnishama Seva portal will provide 16 fire-related services. All right. Remember the name of this portal, Agnishama Seva. This was also virtually inaugurated, launched by CM Patnaik ji, who is the Chief Minister of Odisha, that is Naveen Patnaik ji. All right. Then next we'll be talking about Doppler weather radars. Doppler weather radars were recently set up at two places, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. In Uttarakhand, it was set up at Mukteshwar, and in Himachal Pradesh, it was set up at Kufri. All right, they were inaugurated by Harshvardhan ji, and they were launched on the 146th foundation day of IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department. All right, so remember these things, that Doppler weather radars, they were established or set up at two locations, one in Uttarakhand and another in Himachal Pradesh. All right, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, they were inaugurated by Harshvardhan, and they were done on the 146th foundation day. On the 146th foundation day of IMD, that is your Indian Meteorological Department. All right, if we look at some of the key points, on the 146th foundation day of IMD was held on January 15, 2021, and in New Delhi. It was attended by Dr. Harshvardhan, Minister of Science and Technology, Earth Science and Health and Family Welfare, along with other officials. Here, Dr. Harshvardhan inaugurated the Doppler weather radars at Mukteshwar in Uttarakhand and in Kufri in Himachal Pradesh. So these are the two locations that you need to remember: Mukteshwar, Uttarakhand, and Kufri, Himachal Pradesh. All right. So this was your Doppler weather radars inaugurated by Harshvardhan, and they are set up at two places, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. Then next we'll be talking about the Switch drones. Recently, Indian Army is procuring Switch drones from Idea Forge. Idea Forge is a company which has signed a deal with Indian Army of rupees 140 crore rupees. A deal of 140 crore rupees has been signed between Indian Army and Idea Forge company. All right, to procure Switch drones from Idea Forge. If we look at this, Indian Army has signed a 140 crore rupees contract with Idea Forge to procure unmentioned number of high altitude variants of indigenously developed Switch, that is UAV, unmanned air vehicle, over a period of 1 year. That means the number of drones they are procuring has not been disclosed. Switch is a fixed wing vertical takeoff and landing VTOL UAV, and it is capable of being deployed at high altitude and harsh environments. It will serve the purpose of surveillance missions of the Indian Army in its borders. It is a man portal, that means capable of being carried by one individual, and has the highest time on the target compared to other UAVs in its class. Switch successfully passed all the stringent product trials set by the Indian Army. That means all the trials or all the hurdles that has been put up by the Indian Army for this Switch drone has cleared all of them successfully. All right, so Indian Army will be procuring Switch drones from which company? They will be procuring from Idea Forge, and the total budget of the contract is 140 crore rupees. Then next we'll be talking about a military exercise by the name Desert Night. Desert Night 2021 was conducted between Indian Air Force and French Air and Space Force. This is the first edition of this particular exercise that was conducted in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. All right. And remember, during this Desert Night, participation of Rafale jets was also seen from both the sides, that is from India and France. So Desert Night 21, this is between India and France. That means Indian Air Force and French Air and Space Forces. Between these two, this Desert Night was conducted. In this Rafale, the participation of Rafale jets will be also seen, and this is the first edition of this exercise that will be conducted in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. All right, DK21, that is Desert Night 21. Indian Air Force along with French Air and Space Force participated in the first edition of the bilateral air exercise Desert Night 2021 that was held in Jodhpur for 5 days. In this, Rafale fighter jets will be seen as a participation of these Rafale fighter jets will be seen from both India and France. Then remember about this that India and France are also jointly setting a conduct of war games codenamed Exercise Kairos in January at Jodhpur. I repeat, India and France are also jointly conducting war games. The name of these war games has been set up as Kairos and they will be conducted in Jodhpur only. So this question can also be asked like which two India along with which country are conducting war games by the name Kairos, or India and France are jointly conducting war games by what name? The code name is Kairos. Alright, then Kairos is a war game which will involve Rafale fighter jet from both the countries. It will be the first major war game of Indian Air Force involving the participation of Indian Air Force IAF. Alright, so moving on to the next and the last topic is MFEX 21. MFEX 21 is a military joint tri-service exercise. That means Army, Navy and Air Force took part in this tri-service exercise that was conducted by Indian Navy. Alright, then it was also, remember, if we look at some of the key points regarding this, Indian Navy conducted the joint tri-service amphibious military exercise MFEX 21 in Andaman and Nicobar group of islands. Defense exercise Kavach for defense of Andaman and Nicobar islands was also a part of MFEX 2021 exercise. Kavach took place in Andaman and Bay of Bengal under the command of Andaman and Nicobar Command Officing, which is the sole joint service command of the country. I repeat, Kavach took place in the Andaman Sea and Bay of Bengal Sea under the command of Andaman and Nicobar Command. This Andaman and Nicobar Command is the only joint service command of the country. Alright, that means all the three took place here. Both exercise witnessed participation from all the service components of Indian Armed Force, Indian Army, Indian Force and also Indian Coast Guard took part in this joint service exercise. The objective was to safeguard the territorial integrity of India's island and demonstrating air dominance and maritime strike capability in the Indian Ocean region. Alright, so this was your MFEX 2021 exercise. So friends, this was our video. I hope you enjoyed our video. If you liked our video, do hit the like button, share the link with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel or if you are new to our channel, then do subscribe because it motivates us to bring a better content for you guys. Also, if you have any trouble regarding login or payment or any other issues, then you can reach to us on our mail, that is support@affairscloud.com, or you can call us on the number 9677333862 and we'll resolve your issue as soon as possible. Also, you should go and check our courses that are available at a very reasonable price and that will help you to boost your preparations for upcoming government exams. You can use the code Vikas10 to get a straight 10% discount on any purchase you make. Alright, so that's all for the day. Take care.